Hello, my name is Turtle. I want to welcome you to my channel, and I just want to introduce myself. I'm a truck driver, and I've been truck driving for over 6 years. I figure I'll make a channel about the trucking industry. I want to shed some light onto people that don't know about anything about truck driving, and that we can kind of come to a understanding with one another. Because I feel like there's a bad rap or a bad history or a bad norm against truck drivers, and I like to clear up the mess. I want people to see that truck drivers are actually good people. It's just the industry and the companies that they work for, they make them who they are. It's not right, and I want to address the issue, and I want to do it in the most respectful manner possible, so we can just be cool one to another. Once again, it can be a profession that is honorable. It could be a really good thing for our country. Because I'm pretty sure most of you know that truck driving is the backbone of America. But nowadays, a lot of that has changed. A lot of that has changed because of the e-logs, more rules and regulations, the driver shortage. And I like to just pretty much address each of that, you know? So, to begin with, the driver shortage that's going on in America is pretty much coming from, like the bad pay. Let's just start with that. Let's be honest now. When you hear about truck drivers leaving major carriers like Swift, J.B. Hunt, or Knight Transportation, Sierra England, especially Sierra England, it's because they don't pay you enough for the time that you put in truck driving. They pay you by the mile, right? This whole getting paid by the mile formula, it's not really a good thing, because when you get paid by the mile, you're always in a hurry, you're always impatient. When your truck breaks down, or when you have to wait on a customer, or when you get, while you're waiting to be unloaded, all that time you're not getting paid for all that. Some companies have detention pay, but it doesn't excuse the fact that a lot of things you do in truck driving you don't get paid for, like when you put in fuel, when you have to stop at the weigh station, or if you're getting you don't get paid for any of that stuff. So when you get paid by the mile, you're always in a hurry mentality. That's why you see a lot of truck drivers, they get real angry when you like slow them down, when you cut them off, because they're getting paid by the mile. I know it may not be serious to you, but you have to understand, when you get paid by the mile, every second is valuable to a truck driver. They really work hard for the money, every second of it, because one mistake can cost them their lives, or lives of other people around them. So if you ever wonder why you see truck drivers like that, like why they get mad when you slow them down, like when you cut them, like you speed up, then you cut in front of them, and then you slow down, and you wonder why. Because the way we look at it is like, look, man, I'm just trying to, make my money, man. Like, let me just pass you up. If you're not gonna go faster than me, okay, let me just go on my way. You'll never see me again for the rest of your life. Just let me go, please, in peace. So I just want to make that clear. And if you ever wonder why, like, you see truck drivers, they go slower than usual. Most of the time it's because they're riding heavy. So if you're riding on a hill or incline, and you're right behind a truck driver and wonder why they're going so slow, it's because they have a really heavy load on the trailer, and it's pulling back, so they go real slow going uphill. They're not intentionally trying to go slow on you. They're not doing that to get you mad. Okay, I can't speak for all truck drivers, but I'm talking about for the majority of the slowdowns in general, why that happens, so people understand why they do what they do. And then the other thing for four-wheel drivers out there, just to let you know, if we're going downhill, I'm pretty sure you heard of the rumors, or the serious things like brakes catching on fire and trucking. That's absolutely 100% true. That's not a joke. And I'm pretty sure, some of you don't know how that happens. It's like in trucking, if you're really heavy, you're going downhill, you have to think, if you hit the brakes too much, you're causing too much friction on the brakes. Those brakes are just going to ignite and just catch on fire. So the thing is with the truck driver is when we're going downhill, most of us is usually in control of our speed going downhill. but you cannot hold the same standard to every driver out there because there's a lot of new ones that get into it. So if you're behind a truck driver that's heavy and he's hitting his brakes, you have to understand it's just, you know, you would have to speed up. I'm feeding you this knowledge so you know, so that way, you know, you can pretty much save a new truck driver from their brakes catching on fire. Because if you slow down, if you get distracted, you're texting on your phone, you know, you have a truck driver that's hitting the brakes hard. The thing is, like, when you keep, you know, like kind of like stopping him from passing you up, when you just keep slowing down, he has to keep putting more pressure on the brakes to slow down. And what's going on is that it's going to catch his brakes on fire, and that's not a good thing, especially with new drivers out there. So that's why if you ever wonder why you get truck drivers that get mad when you slow them down when they're going downhill, mainly because of the brakes. It's like we don't want them to catch on fire. We try to utilize our J brake and to minimize the use of using our actual brakes. Like a real professional driver, they won't constantly use their brakes. They do it in a certain pattern, like so it doesn't catch on fire. Like you hold in, then you let go. Okay, you let the brakes go off a little bit, then you hold in, and then you let go, and you go real gentle on the brakes. You just slowly apply pressure. But if you have like a four-wheel car in front of you that just stops right in front of you, man, it's just like it's kind of annoying. And I just want to make that clear to you guys so you guys understand why there's tension with truck drivers, with four-wheelers, when on going downhill. That's one of them. Okay, so we were talking about the driver shortage. So the bad pay was one of them. Okay, I didn't mean to go off topic, but I just want to let you know like where the road rage comes from. So the second thing why there's a driver shortage is that there's not a lot of parking for truck drivers. I'm pretty sure you guys know this, but when you're a truck driver, we have e-logs, meaning that we're only limited to amount of hours a day we can drive, and in a week. You can't go more than 10 hours a day driving in a day, and you can't go more than 70 hours of driving in a week. You'd be surprised how that's really stressful. I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of us, like me, that's a professional driver experience, we drive over 600 miles a day. Your normal driver can't do that. They can't drive 600 miles a day, especially when you have alternating schedules like morning and nighttime shifts, when you got to kind of alternate between driving night times and mornings. Because I can tell you, it's not as easy as you think it is. Because sometimes your sleep cycle, your natural body, it's just going to shut down on you. If your body's used to going to sleep at 9 p.m. and waking up at 7 in the morning, it's just going to naturally shut down when you try to change it. And with the over-the-road truck driver, that sleep cycle is always changing. It's not always easy. So if you ever wonder why you hear about the trucking accidents and the driver fatigue, well, that's mainly the main reason why. There's no actual real solution for it, because everyone has a different kind of body. You cannot predict sometimes when your body's just going to shut down on you. It's just going to happen. And as a professional driver, you got to know your limitations. If you're not in the best of health, if you feel that you're going to be too fatigued to pick up your next load or drop off a load that you're currently on, you got to call your dispatch manager and let them know right away, because that's where the accidents come from, especially when you just try to work real hard and you let your pride get in the best of you, and you just, we all got bills to pay. We all got responsibilities that, pay due. But your health is, if not more important than the money itself. If you don't take care of your health, the money's not going to mean nothing to you. Unless you're just one of those people that like to spend all your money for your health complications. And I think that's kind of a waste of your time. I believe that you're a hard worker and you should enjoy your pay when you get paid, But I'm just saying in general. So that's another reason why there's a driver shortage, because there's limited parking. I mean, were you supposed to park your truck when you're out of hours of service, when you don't have enough drive time? And all the places you go to, all the truck places you go to, like a truck stop rest area, it's all full. There's the spacing is so limited. Can you imagine, like at a typical rest area, there's about from 10 to 20 parking spots, and that's it. And do you know how many trucks there is in the United States of America, and how many different truck companies there are? There's too many to count. There's way too many. And can you imagine that you got a poor truck driver out there that's really tired. He just wants to go to sleep, and then you have certain states that block the off ramps. They won't let you park the truck off an off ramp, and a lot of us do that because we can't find no parking and we're getting really tired. We'd rather fall asleep on an off ramp and not hurt nobody than fall asleep behind the wheel on the freeway. And a lot of the police and all that, like they don't care about that. They just want to give you a ticket, and they want to make your life so difficult. They want to see your CDL being suspended or revoked, or on a temporary hold, and that's not cool, especially when you work hard for your money. A truck driver's not holding a sign, like, please, pay me, like, help, you know what I mean? We work for our money. And that's not talking bad about the homeless people out there. I'm just saying in general that truck drivers work hard for their money, okay? And so it's only fair that you work with them, man. Like, provide more parking for truck drivers out there. Listen to me, man. Be reasonable with them. Stop, being so money hungry that you think that you see an opportunity to tax the truck drivers. And I can tell you this right now, we truck drivers, we get taxed way too much already. Way too much, man. And I'm just going to throw a few of them out there, and it's not fair. But over the road, the cost of living is not cheap like you think it is. I can tell you right now, if not, it could be even more expensive. Because everybody always thinks truck drivers make a lot of money, and I'm going to tell you right now, that's all a white lie. I'm telling you that right now. That's a white lie. Because look, in the trucking industry, they haven't paid truck drivers more. They had the same pay scale over and over. It doesn't change. Once you reach a certain amount of years, let's just say like 6 to 10 years, you cannot make more money than that across the board as a company driver. It's just not going to happen. You capped out. That's it. Okay? And there's not just that. But you got to pay, depending on what company you work for, it doesn't, the rule applies for most of them. You got to pay for, your own laundry. You got to pay for your clothing. You got to pay for hygiene. You got to pay for truck parking. You got to pay for, tools for the truck, for equipment. You got to pay for stuff like, look, listen to me. If you actually knew all the costs, that's associated with trucking, it is not cheap whatsoever. And a lot of times that comes out from a truck driver's pocket. And, trucking companies try to reimburse you for a lot of the costs, but I can tell you right now, there's a lot of stuff that comes out of your pocket, and it's kind of like, well, you had to get the job done, and that's out of your pocket. But you know what? That's not fair to us, because the loads we do for the companies, they're making $5,000 and $10,000 from each load. Okay, and all we're asking is, since we put in so much time and money, to help you deliver that load, we just want to be paid fairly. That's what the issue is. That's why there's such a driver shortage, because when you start adding things up, when it's you're driving through black ice, you gotta buy winter gear. You gotta buy the snow melt, so that way your truck don't get stuck. If you don't have it, hey, I'm sorry, you're gonna be stuck. Can you imagine how it feels? You just woke up and now you can't move. You gotta call your company. They gotta call somebody to pretty much get you out. Then you're gonna have safety calling you, like, oh, you're not being a professional driver. Oh, you're being irresponsible. How come you didn't park in a location that you wasn't going to be stuck at? Like, what's going on? So the point is, there's a lot of costs out there in trucking that people don't know about, and we have to pay out of our pocket. Another one, if something's wrong with your truck, right? Let's say the trailer light goes out. Usually, if you're going to do it yourself, that can take from 10 to 30 minutes. But in the trucking industry, they tell you that you're a driver, you're not a maintenance worker, and you don't have no certification in maintenance work. So they encourage you, or they kind of force you to take your truck to get it fixed. But here's the problem with that. Like I told you before, you don't get paid when you're sitting. You don't get paid when you're waiting for your truck to be fixed. Okay? So sometimes when you go to the truck stop or a truck repair center, the wait time, it can be a very, very long time. To fix a light bulb could take from 3 to 5 hours waiting. I know it's pretty insane. But remember, you want to know why there's a driver shortage? And that goes back to my point. When you get paid by the mile, your whole driving attitude, your driver performance, it's all contingent based on if the truck is moving or not. So if the truck is not moving, you're not getting paid by the mile, and that's how you get paid. It's only when the truck is moving, my friend. So, and you wonder why you have a lot of truck drivers that, when they've been doing it for a long time, they get, they develop new behavior. They get real impatient. They get real angry. They hate when people annoy them. They hate when people slow them down. I was one of them. Okay, so I just want to make it clear. I want you guys to understand where all this is coming from, so that we're clear. And you got to understand, most of us, I speak on the real professional drivers out there, the experienced driver community. So like, for me, I know why my brothers and the women out there are like that. I get it. I tolerate it. I put up with them. But other people don't understand why they get such like in a bad attitude and always like that. Well, it's that is not cool. In the trucking industry, they need to change that. Instead of getting paid by the mile, it should be by the hour. And I say that respectfully, because if it was by the hour, you would have to kind of limit, the amount of hours you forcing truckers to work too. There's a solution now. I hate to tell you this, but it's fair. It is 100% fair, and it's the best solution to this problem that's going on in America. The best solution is stop paying truckers by the mile, pay them by the hour. That's being fair, okay? Because they can take their time. You don't have to be in a hurry. They can just be cool. Now, if you want to complain about getting paid by the hour, is giving them too much money, you don't pay them that much for each hour, okay? Pay them fair. That's all of us ask, is to be paid fairly. Because the problem is, you guys keep finding more ways to tax us. You guys want to be real cheap to pay us, and that's why this bad attitude, this whole cheap culture, it came about. Because back then in trucking, we didn't have all these problems that there is now. You got so many people like want to be middlemen. They just want to do get all the connects and all the money, and they want the truck drivers to do all the hard work, and they just want to make their easy money, And so the thing is, look, man, we experienced drivers, we want to work with you, man. Okay, the thing is, we just want to be paid fairly, man, and we're getting tired of you treating us real poorly, and then you think that we're not entitled to the money that we honestly work for, man. We're just asking to be paid fair. That's all we're asking. And the thing is, when you keep paying us cheaper and all that, you think that we're all like lowlives and we're like the scum of the earth. That's not true, man. Because we put in a lot of life and sacrifice into our work, man. We do a lot to get that load, delivered. And you have to understand, we just want to be treated fairly, man. You need to stop treating us like we're animals in cages. Stop treating us like a piece of crap. Because the thing is, when you pay us cheaply, of course we're gonna have a cheap attitude, man. It's most of the time we don't want to be like that. We remember how we used to be before we got into the truck driving. We were good people. We were real social and real caring about people. But you guys made us that way because you paid us cheaply, okay? And my heart goes out to those teachers out there too that spend a lot of time to get educated, and just to find out their career or the profession they're in, they pay really bad, cheap, man, cheap. It's not right, man. So imagine us truckers, man, when you pay us cheaply like that, and you keep, look, man, like I'm saying this respectfully, I can guarantee you, I can get every single truck driver agree with me on this. You guys got to stop doing us wrong in the trucking industry. You need to stop paying us so cheaply, because it's not right. And I say that respectfully, because we really honestly work hard for a living, man. We not like how you say it, like other jobs, like they could afford to not work for like 5-10 minutes. They can go use the bathroom or take a break or whatever. In trucking, you can't do that. Every second counts, man. Every second. The moment you put your eyes off the road and look on your phone, you crash. It's not a joke. And seriously, that's how they make us live. They make us live by the second, by the mile, man. And can you imagine that that's all, it's like that's all we're thinking about. That's our life. It's just looking every single second. So it's only fair, listen to me, it's only fair to pay us by the hour. Because we're working for every second of the hour. Okay? By the mile, that's a cheap system. That system needs to be obsolete. It's the truth. I can get every single truck driver to agree with that. Because that's why you're getting all these speeding problems, these accidents. You're just rushing truck drivers too much, man. You expect them to do the impossible on impossible time schedules. It's not right. And that's why I want to make it clear in this video. That's a huge problem, like why there's a driver shortage. Okay? Give me a little break. Okay, I need a little second, if that's okay with you. Because I have to look at my notes sometimes and just make sure that I'm on right, because I tend to digress a lot, you know, like when it comes to trucking, I can talk about so many different, you know, like ideas or different, you know what I mean? I just gotta be focused. That's all I'm asking. Just please bear with me real quick. Oh, the most obvious one, I couldn't even think of that. So can you just imagine when you work over 70 hours a week, you're away from your friends, your family all the time. You know, listen to me, that's a price to pay in its own. If you're gonna expect truck drivers to work so hard, to put in so much years into your company, they're away from their friends and family all the time. This little, you get 1 day home for every week that you're over the road. My friend, listen, we all sacrifice our friends and family to make it, to be successful, to work real hard, so that way one day we may have our own business. We may have something real nice and we can pass it on to our friends or family. But when you're paying us so poorly, that it's almost like we're barely living paycheck to paycheck. It's a little above more than minimum wage. I will admit that. I'm not, you know, I don't have to lie about that stuff, but the truth of the matter is that they don't pay enough for the time and sacrifice away from your friends and family. It's just not worth it. And it's the truth. And that has become the culture in the American truck industry. That has become the culture. That, you know what, there's a lot of people that need a job out there. You know, and you look at the homeless, then you look at truck drivers, you're like, they have a real similar relationship. The difference is, you got ones that's homeless but willing to work, and you got some that's just homeless and don't want to work. So let's just give those homeless people jobs. Yeah, we'll give them housing inside a truck. And the way they look at it is like, well, they're not paying any bills. They're not paying for monthly rent. So we'll just give them a nice truck and let them call that home. And, you know, and that's all they need. You know, we don't have to give them food. We don't have to give them water. You know, we just barely pay them enough to get by. They're going to have to figure all those other costs and everything on their own. Their phone bill, their child support, their laundry, all that other stuff, trucking supplies, they got to figure them out, you know? So can you imagine how we feel when we put in so much time, and like I told you before, on each load that you deliver, it's about $5,000 to $10,000 a load, and that's just a general freight. I can't speak for like the other stuff, because like car hauling or like a livestock, I don't know exactly how much. I can't put numbers like right out there, but I'm talking about like dry goods or like frozen food, just in general. About $5,000 to $10,000 for each trailer you do. That's how much it is, if not more. So we just want to be paid fair for doing the work and putting all the stuff in. That's all we're asking. We want to be able to live comfortable because we put in so much work. When we retire, or once we, you know what I mean, like at home, we want to have the money that we work for. So that's the problem that's going on. That's causing a serious driver shortage, okay? And here's another good one. This one might be, I'm not even going to say the order of importance because they're all important. But the next one, you ever heard, okay, besides the e-logs, you have the driver cameras. They have cameras inside the trucks. Listen to me. truck driving before, they didn't have cameras in the trucks, so life was all like, way much better than what it is now. But now it's like you have people that just always watching everything you do. Any little mistake you do, they call you out on it. And here's the thing, they're making it more complicated than what it is. A lot of those mistakes is very petty. Like you're falling too close to a car for 1 second, or you know what I mean, like what do you call it? The Bendix system, it brakes by itself. If you're using the cruise control, sometimes it'll just brake hard on you out of nowhere, and that is not even your fault. That is not your fault. That's the you want to call it the computer's fault, and they blame it on you, saying you're not being a professional driver. Or they might understand the situation, but like, okay, we're gonna get rid of that. But here's the thing is, you shouldn't be bothering me for like stuff like that. Okay, if you know I'm an experienced driver, you know I have no history of any accidents or anything like that. Stop making problems for me. Stop having a good imagination and just keep bothering me. Let me do my job. Let me do my job. I'm sorry if you cannot. You can't give me my privacy. I'm sorry you feel like you have to be in control of my life. Okay, but listen to me. I'm a hardworking, honest American. Okay, I deserve some dignity. Okay, if you're not going to give me my dignity, you wonder why in the trucking industry, why truck drivers are becoming like this, why they're becoming so prissy, why they're becoming so angry, impatient, like they have trust issues. Because that camera has a lot to do with it. You may not understand the whole psychology about it, but it's written in our U.S. Constitution. Every single human being, man or woman, in the United States of America has a right to privacy, especially truck drivers. Okay, I think it's kind of annoying that you want to, do it, you throw safety in the argument, like it's for safety's sake. It's for safety's sake. Blah blah blah. The thing is, that's not human. That is not human whatsoever. And I'm getting tired of people playing this thing like it's always been like that. It's not. That whole camera in the truck is relatively new. That was like what? It got to be 2017, 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. But that has caused a lot of problems. And I can tell you right now, a lot of your driver shortage is coming from those cameras, because now, you're looking at the little petty stuff with truck drivers. Now, listen to me. We all admit trucking accidents are serious. It doesn't matter how low it is, but we all agree with that. But there's a lot of it, you guys are making more problems than what it is. You're making things more complicated than what they should be. Okay, and that's the main problem. And you wonder why, like, you have a lot of truck drivers that have a bad attitude, because they feel like you want to be so prissy that you want to complain about every little nitpick. You want to nitpick on them. You want to nitpick. You want to nitpick. You want to nitpick. It just gets so annoying, because we do our job. We do it so well, so perfectly. But it's because it wasn't done in your way. You want to make things a problem. Okay, and that is not right, my friend. That is not right. Some of us, we value your time, and we look at our drag clock. So sometimes, if we're going to deliver a load, we might want to take an alternate route that might get us there quicker. We might have to pay money out of our pocket to pay for a toll if your company doesn't have a toll pass. Or we might decide to go on a different way, like down the 70 freeway. It depends on the situation. If they shut down the 80 freeway in Wyoming, you're kind of in a messed up situation unless you go the long way around. It's going to add a lot more miles, and I hate to say it, you're going to have to pay for those out of route miles, but it's better than waiting a whole day, or who knows when they open the freeway. The whole point is, we know what we're doing, and we have your best interest at heart. So when we do our job, we just want you to understand, like, we're doing what is necessary to get the job done. Okay, and I say that respectfully, because sometimes you don't want to know what we have to do to get the job done. For instance, do you really want to see a truck driver like with 5 Red Bull cans, or popping those caffeine pills? Or do you really want to see like one that just like, he's falling asleep, man. He's like how do I stay awake? People are going to do what they have to do to stay awake. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not always pretty. But to get the job done, you don't need to know those kind of things, man. And I say that respectfully, okay? Because like, I know there's some bad drivers out there. I get it. They make us all look bad in the truck industry. I get it. But you cannot punish us all. The problem is you need to stop with that. You can't punish us all because of that. And the thing is, you guys make those reasons up to invade our privacy, which is not right. That is not human whatsoever. That should never been allowed in the first place. And as a matter of fact, I can guarantee if I got every single truck driver in the United States of America, that we would all make the cameras obsolete in the trucks, because that's absolutely unnecessary. Straight up, that is absolutely unnecessary. Now, if you want to put the cameras in the trailers, we would all be okay with that. If you think that we're kleptos, that we're stealing the stuff in the trailers, and that's what you guys need to do is put those cameras in those trailers. That's what you need to do, so you guys can sleep good at night. And not to mention, if you want to, see the public, what people do behind closed doors, if you have those cameras behind the truck, you can see those little cars, you can see the stuff that they do. We wouldn't mind about that. And if you want to put the cameras on the front of the truck, by all means, that's fine. But the problem is, when you put those cameras in the cab, inside the truck, there's a lot of stuff you don't need to see, okay? It's kind of like, when you go home, okay, you have a room, right? You have your own privacy. Do you think that people have the right to know what you're doing in your own privacy, in your own home? No, man, that's sick, man. That's a little too much. I mean, I'm sorry, but I believe this is a God country. Everyone has the right to privacy, on earth as it is in heaven, man. You have the right to privacy, That's just like, come on, man. What's wrong with you? I work for you. You don't trust me that I've been doing my job for a long time, and if I have a history, if I have some kind of incident, you can put all the little dots together. But if you see that, like, come on, man. It's kind of like you guys are out of bounds, man. You guys are way out of bounds with that, and we all would appreciate if you guys stop with that, because you put so much rules and regulations on truck drivers. It's becoming to be like being in jail or in prison, while you're working. And you may think I'm being over dramatic, but no, I'm serious. It's becoming like that. With the cameras, and you guys got your safety department always nitpicking on everything. They want to take away your safety bonus. They want to take away your performance bonus. It's because they lose money. They're trying to find ways to save the money. They don't want to give you the money. They want to save the money. So they find any reason not to give it to you. And that's the sad truth of what's going on, guys. I'm telling you the honest God truth. That's the main thing that's going on in the truck industry, why you have a driver shortage. And you're going to have a lot of people out there saying, oh, there's no driver shortage. Look, listen to me. I'm telling you right now. You're talking to a driver. I've been in the game for 6 years. I've been through so many different companies. I've seen so many people leave the companies. Trust me when I tell you this. You'd be surprised how many truck drivers leave the companies, man, because there's a lot of issues that goes on behind closed doors. No one addresses. No one doesn't even know a solution to it. And that's why I'm making this video, for you guys to understand. So the next time you see a truck driver, I mean, you probably wouldn't think that I was a truck driver. But listen to me, they're honestly good people. You guys would be surprised, they're actually good people. A lot of them have real good, cool hobbies. A lot of them are everyday people. You'd be surprised, man. You'd be really surprised. But the whole culture, the whole norm, or what, like all the bad stereotypes of truck drivers, listen to me, man. I'm trying to find a way to get rid of that bad stuff, because I explained in this video what's causing all that bad stuff going on. And listen to me, it's not good. It's not cool. We have to put an end to this. And I care about the trucking industry. I care about my fellow truck drivers that I've known out there over the road that took care of me. Listen to me, I had good times over the road. I really did. I knew I wasn't going to ever see most of those truck drivers again, but there's still, like their memories of the good things when I was over the road is still in me. I still think about the good times I had when I was over the road. Those are the people that kept me going. Those are the people that, when I worked for a bad company, when everyone was all against me, those truck drivers were the ones that helped me be a better man and keep me going. Okay? My company, the other companies I worked for, they didn't care about me. Okay? They didn't, you know how it is. The only time they really call you is like, if it's about a load, or like pretty much most of the time never. If it's not about the load, they don't want to talk to you. They pretend to care about you, to get you to inside the company, but after you get inside the company, most of the time they're never gonna call and check up on you. They don't really care about you. It's the truth. It's the honest to God truth. Okay? But I think we pretty much covered mainly everything in this video. So pretty much just to wrap things up, the driver shortage is coming from limited truck parking, from cheap pay, being away from home and family for too long, too much rules and regulations in the trucking industry, the cameras, and well, I pretty much want to finish this video with to rally up my brothers and sisters out there over the road, because we can definitely make a change. We all get together. I think we all need to get together and really start making changes. Because with this culture that's going on now in trucking, it's not, listen to me, it's going to destroy us all. If you thought the driver shortage is bad now, it's going to be even worse. It's going to be like, man, I'd rather go to jail than be a truck driver. I'd rather be doing time in prison. Some of you may think it's funny, but look, it's a lot of stress, a lot of headache for that little bit of pay. It's too much stress and headache for that little pay, man. It's like, come on, man. Come on, dude. I feel for that dishwasher. I feel for that hardworking teacher that has to get another job because, you know, all that time she put in, you thought she would get paid more for her experience and her time in the teaching industry, but no. Let's find ways to cut costs on school costs and everything. Let's just be cheap with everything, huh? Let's just give kids a cheaper quality of education. Let's just be cheap on, listen, we need to stop with this cheap culture. I'm going to talk about cheap culture in another video, but the main thing is, the main thing that's going on is, in the truck industry, guys, you guys got to stop being so cheap with your hard-working men and women of our country. Our citizens, for crying out loud, man. The citizens that make America what it is, man. The people that vote for you in elections. The people that pay for all this stuff in the stores and all the goods and all that, pay for everything, man. Come on, man. Treat them better, man. What's wrong with you guys? You guys are already rich enough. Let the hardworking man just enjoy a simple life, man. A simple life is just being paid fairly. Most of us don't desire to be rich and live in a mansion and all that. We just want to live comfortable in a simple lifestyle. Like right now, you see this apartment? I just want money to pay for the rent. I just want money to pay for the electricity, the bills. It's not asking for much, man. I just want it to cover the cost of living, man. To live okay. I'm not asking for a mansion, for crying out loud. I just want you to pay me enough to enjoy a simple life. But you guys are not doing that. Come on, man. You see that I'm trying. I mean, I'm not dressed up in a suit and a tie or anything fancy. But the thing is, when you pay people cheap, why do you think they start looking like the way they do? Why do you think they don't have the money, man? They don't have the money to do the laundry or buy the clothes or eat right. Well, what do you think is going on, my friend? Come on, guys. Come on now. So I'm going to wrap this video up. My heart goes out to those truck drivers that work hard for this country. You know, like, I want you to know that I'm doing the best I can to bring light to the public so everyone can understand what's going on and we can all work together, man. Because I know the people that we're fighting with right now, they're good people too, and I understand why some of them, they look at us, you know, like we're the scum of the earth. But you know what, man? Listen to me, man. If they honestly seen why we became the way we did and like what's really going on, I know those people will work with us, man. Okay, I have faith in my own people, in my own country, man. The good people of this country. Forget about corporate America. Forget about all those mega carriers, man, because let's be honest, they don't care about us, man. They only care about them getting richer and just making, you know, more misery for all the trucking industry, man. They find more ways to be cheaper, because they, you know how it is in the corporate office. You're going to hire people that knows how to make them more money. And how do you think they do it? You find ways to pay truck drivers less. That's the only way. And they've been doing this culture for too long. And it's about time we put an end to it, guys. You guys take care. See you in the next video. Turtle Man out.